G'day everybody, it's Ben. Hope you're well. It's getting late on a Wednesday, but this is the video I wanted to make that's all about the vegetables and the meat when it comes to Photoshop. It may get a little bit nerdy, it may get a little bit technical, but we've had our fun video where we got to, miraculously age people and edit some photos with just easy sliders. This is where I get to tell you how I think Photoshop is ideally set up. Look, I've just taken off my band there. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to try and do it in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to put up a timer. Let me jump in here, grab my annotator. I'm going to need that. I'm going to grab my timer. And really, I'm going to try and knock this out in less than 5 minutes. So here we go. All right, we are diving in. Now, this is the Photoshop workspace, okay? I'm gonna just hide my timer. Let's just pop him down there, nice and quiet. Down you go, there you go. This is the Photoshop workspace. This is how I like to have it set up. But when you arrive at the app, it's probably gonna look a little bit different to this. The thing I want you to know about this when you look at it is that it's totally custom. So you can grab all of these bits and pull them out and pop them wherever you want. Let me show you that. You just grab on them and you just pull them out and they will go wherever you want and they will stay together, and it's super customizable. So if I want to dock this with this, you just look for those blue outlines and you can move things and you can dock things together. Look for that blue edge over there. You can make this look totally unrecognizable, totally exactly how you want it. Now, if we're going to work on an even page here, I would recommend that you come up to this, let me clear that, and you come up to this button here. And you specifically look at this little button here. Okay, this one here is the workspace button, and when you tap on that, you get to choose templates, or you can create your own. I've created my own, but if we work out of the photography template, I think that's a really good starting point because it's got most of the tools you're going to need down this side, and you've also got the tools you apply, so things like brushes and selectors and things you're going to do with the mouse or the stylus or your finger. They're over that side, and then all your preferences and things you're going to set per those tools you can apply here. Let's not forget the top up here changes too. If it sounds complicated, it's because it is. Photoshop is professional software and people get paid a lot of money to use it for you so you don't have to. So just hang in there. We're going to take it slowly. And this will give us a nice little foundation to work from. So always start in the photography workspace. When you get a bit braver, you can customize it to look like what I showed you earlier. But for now, I'm going to spend the next 2 minutes, not a moment longer, going through preferences. So on a Windows PC, you're going to look for this under the Edit menu. On a Mac, you go to Photoshop menu and then Preferences. And then it doesn't really matter where you click, it takes us through to the same dialog box. But let's start at General. Okay, 1:42. Now, I'm just going to go in and try and talk about the things I think you should have turned on. One of my favorite ones here, just to look out for, is this one here. So always create a smart object when placing. Auto show the home screen is great. I would have those things turned on. Always done. I've turned beep when done off. It drives me nuts. I don't like it beeping at me whenever it completes a task. But it can be handy to turn on if you're going to push through a lot of heavy work stuff, if you're making a lot of time lapses or applying a lot of processes and you want to know when it's done. So you can play with that one there. Oh my gosh, here we go. Interface. I like the darkest, but not the darkest, and I pretty much leave everything the same there. Under the workspace, I really, really like having the large tabs. I find that easier, particularly when you're teaching on a panel. Oh my gosh. Let me just go straight to it. Performance. This is where you get your most bang for the buck. Usually Photoshop's set around somewhere here. If you crank it up and let Photoshop have more of your computer's RAM, you will get more power. So that's a big one too. It's also really cool to jump into technology previews and turn on some of these up here. That one is an absolute ripper for if you're taking a small photo, running it through an enlargement process and making it a big photo. I think that's worth turning on. Otherwise, I really wouldn't mess too much more in here. I know I'm going over time. If you wanted to, you could also turn on history log. This is a great thing for teachers because if you turn on the history log and you set it to metadata, every single change, every single mouse click and edit and adjustment a student makes will save into the file, which means you can go through that as evidence of student work. And you can also go through it and figure out where you could do things differently. So you want to turn that on to metadata and detailed. Hit OK. And that is a very, very, very brief summary of how I like to set up Photoshop. Thanks for putting up with me. Hope it was kind of fun. And please come check us out at EduTech. I'm super pumped to be there. We've got connections and meetings starting to fill up. So exciting. I'm really looking forward to doing it all from the comfort of this little room. It's going to be different, but good different. And see you tomorrow. Thank you.